You may not harass women. You may know how to take rejection. The majority of men that most women deal with do not.
Yeah.
And you are accountable for that as well.
What?
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
I'm a little more calmed down than when I first initially listened to this video. It's not that I have beef with the dude. I don't have no type of animosity towards the dude. I actually wish the dude success, but one of my biggest pet peeves is taking blame for something that I didn't do. It's one of my biggest ones. Like, if you ever been in a situation where they punish the whole group for something that one person did, I'm not that guy, because I feel like that's unfair to the people that does the work. I said, why don't you just deal with the person that's not doing what they're supposed to do, instead of just coming at the people that do what they're supposed to do. Now, most of the times that if you grow up in a big family like I do, you're going to be, somebody is always going to be a knucklehead. Somebody is always going to be a fuck up. Somebody's just going to be a rebel just to be a rebel. Like, they don't have no reasons to rebel. They just rebel to rebel. It happens. There are people that just going to look at the rules and going to say, fuck the rules, and I'm going to do what the fuck I'm going to do. You're not going to make me you're not going to hold me accountable for them. You're going to talk to them. I didn't do that. If I'm creating a safe space for women and for them to be themselves, for them to, be comfortable around me, and then for, they don't have to worry about someone putting their hands on them. And if someone does, we're going to check that. It's like, I'm over here doing that. It's like, I've been creating that whole space. But if I don't hang around people I don't hang around people like this. They can't take rejections. I don't. Most people, we keep it pushing. And the thing is, it's just like it, and I could be wrong. He probably has a bunch of friends, but I feel like anytime when a person says this, you don't have a lot of friends. Because if not, you'd have been around dudes that, if you got rejected, they'll say, and it may be vulgar, but they'll say, nigga, fuck that hoe. Nigga, there's plenty of bitches around here. Like, you ain't gotta be stuck on that one joint. Just move around. There's plenty of joints around here that fuck with you. You're like, yeah, it's vulgar, but even then, it's just like, they'll tell you, like, nigga, don't worry about that shit. That's just part of the game. Like, niggas will tell you, like, part of the game. Like, they'll see you get rejected. They may laugh. Like, they'll joke with you, but at the same time, it's like, nigga, don't worry about that shit. Alright, it's like they gonna say when they see you up and balling, they gonna fuck with you then. You're like, niggas always hold each other accountable. It's like, so this is another reason why it's just like I don't think you have that many friends, and I could be wrong. I don't think you have that many friends just to be saying shit like that, because to me, that's why I feel like, I'm not gonna say this is the dumbest shit I ever heard, but it's just, I don't think it's good logic. And plus, like I said, like, that part triggers me. Like, I'm not taking, like, if I'm over here doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm doing everything correctly, you're not going to blame me for someone that does everything wrong, everything bad, everything that's not good. No, you go handle him. If he's the one that's doing bad, you handle him. If you know who he is, you handle him. But other than that, it's just like, don't come to me. I tell people, when people say, I don't like that dude, I say, what'd you come to me for? He's the one with the problem. Go to him. Confront him. If he's the one doing it, go confront him. Like, I feel like people just don't, I don't want to say get mad, but it feel like we just throwing out bases and some shit that y'all don't really, like, have these conversations with men. Y'all don't really be in the trenches with men or something like that. Or it's just, like, don't get me wrong, I like, to women, I do understand, like, the world is dangerous. I say this all the time. You know how we know the world is dangerous? Because it's dangerous for us too. Like, on both accounts too, the racism and the sexism. People forget that there are so many white women that lied on black men, that got them either killed or in jail. Like, someone was in jail because they was trying to fuck women, and the white women lied. Hell, we just talked about Emmett Till. He didn't even do it. He didn't even do what he said. They said he was doing. And that woman got to live a fucking full life. So you don't think we don't deal with racism and sexism too? Because that shit happens. It's just that you don't. Maybe it's just you don't see it much, but the shit does happen, and it does. Obviously, we get fucking damn near death penalties, or the city gets burned down. But no. I refuse. I tell people all the time, I refuse to hold another person accountable for something I didn't do. Go talk to him. If your problems is with him, you go to the problem with him. That's why and then there's systems along to do that. There's jail. There's, there's jail, there's rehab, there's like for the people to, because at the end of the day, a man is going to do what he's going to do. Hook or by crook, a man is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to move how he's going to move. He's going to feel like he's going to feel, and he's going to do what he got to do. Again, to the brother, it was like, even then, I get it, because the whole, what he was saying was the same thing. I think Muhammad Ali said, if there's 5,000 snakes and 2,000 good, it's like, you think I'm a siphon? I say, well, you kind of have to. That's what vetting is. And that's the same thing I tell women. I say, and I know people hate when I say this, but become better vetters. It's like, sometimes some wolves and sheep coats, they're going to slide by. But at least you know the signs next time. That's why, it's all about learning. It's all about learning. As long as you catch it before it gets bad, even then, you sit back, you recollect, and then you make sure it doesn't happen next time. But I also refuse to do. It's just like I said. It's a pet peeve of mine. I refuse, and I mean, you got me fucked up if you're blaming it, because I hate that too. It's just like, it's the same thing with. I think it happened with Ruth Gray, and I talked about this on my podcast. Me and Father talked about this on the podcast, and they was blaming men. That was just like. And this woman, she was giving out statistics that, though it was true, it had nothing to do with what happened. Because she was like, 50% of all sexual assaults and rapes happen to people who know, or at least over 50%, something like that. And it's always by someone you know and all that stuff. I say, as true as those statements are, he was by himself. She didn't know him, so he was the literal boogeyman. So it's just like, you can't put me on him because I don't know him. And I tell people all the time, like my sisters, they tell me the dates, and I'll be like, who are these niggas? I've never heard of them. Like, I've heard stories from women about the dates they've been on that I'm like, he really said that? Damn. Like, who are these? Like, you can't even make these stories up. And it's just like, and again, I do feel for him. I live in D.C. The Metro is not a safe space for women. It's not a safe space for men, too, because men get stabbed, too. And people seem to forget that. Men be getting stabbed the fuck up in fucking the Metros. But, yeah, people have to ride the transportation anyway. It's like the world is dangerous. That's why we tell people to arm themselves. That's why we tell people to learn how to defend yourself. Learn, keep something on you that keep people off you. These are things that, as men, we pass down to make sure you are safe. If you're not rolling with someone, have a buddy system. Make sure someone knows where you're at. That way, if you do come up missing, they say, oh, he was last, at this spot. Like, in conclusion, do it. If there was a perfect answer, there would be a perfect solution for this, but there's not, because some things fall apart. The best thing I can tell you to do is just learn how to defend yourself and make sure you're vetting the person that they say who they are. If they're not, get away from that person. Get away from the person. But what we're not going to do is blame someone that does put the blame on someone that's doing their job instead of confronting the person that isn't doing their job. And that's all I have to say about that. Let me know what you guys think. Till then, my name is Eskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.